Let's build a gate, finished carpenter style. Now, anytime you build anything, you got to have a plan. So I had these architectural professional drawings whipped up. Now, the first step is to build my frame. I am building this out of redwood, so I've got some 2x4 redwood material here, and I'm going to miter each corner, like I said, finished carpenter. Now here I am making sure these pieces are exactly the same length because I want this to be nice and square. I'm going to put a biscuit in each joint, so I'm going to mark both boards while I have it perfectly lined up. I'm going to keep this biscuit kind of down low on the inside because I'm going to be able to put a screw right through there on the top. Here is a biscuit joiner in action. It is cutting that little groove right in the side of that to allow for the biscuit to slide in. There it is, and make sure you number all four corners to line up perfectly. Now this is where the finished carpenter inside of me really takes over. We are going to pocket hole screw this together as well. So I get out my Craig 520 Pro pocket hole jig, and this is going to really suck these joints tight together. This is what it looks like after you do it. Now glue is crucial. I'm using Titebond 3 here. It's an exterior rated glue. I use Titebond 3 for everything. Now you're really going to want to cover the entire surface with glue. That's going to seal the end cut. It's even better than doing primer. All right, let's speed things up a little bit here. I'm going to get that glue all over that surface. Get some on the other side. Put a little bit more directly on the biscuit. It's going to slide right in. This is going to prevent it from twisting. Now we're going to clamp it and get that pocket screw in there. That's an exterior rated screw. Now from here, I'm going to grab my countersink drill bit. I'm going to drill a nice straight hole right through the corner. And I'm going to get a 2.5-inch screw and drive it right home. This corner is now locked. We've got a biscuit, a pocket screw, and a countersunk screw all in this one corner. Got a little bit of glue splurging out. Perfect. All right, we now have our frame built. All four sides are mitered, biscuit, pocket hole screwed, and countersunk screwed. I think that is going to hold up pretty well. That's definitely finished carpenter style. Now, I think it's important to note the direction of these pocket hole screws. I didn't want water running down and filling these things up. So the ones on the sides are facing up. The bottom rail has both of them, so that way they're in an upward direction to fill that from filling up with water. And the countersunk screw is coming up from the bottom, as well as the top of the gate. The screw is coming in from the side, so that way water doesn't sit on it. Now it is time to start laying out and cut our cross brace. Now it's very important that the cross brace go the correct direction, and the bottom corner needs to be on the bottom hinge. So we're going to line it up. We're going to do this what I call the dumb way. We're going to just lay it right on the frame, and we're going to get it perfectly lined up in that corner. This is the bottom. Let's walk around to the top. Let's get that corner lined up perfect. And then we're just simply going to take our pencil from the bottom half, and we're going to mark both sides. Now back over to the chop saw. We are going to line up the blade perfectly with our pencil line. Make sure you cut on the right side of the line. You don't want your piece to be an 1/8 inch short. Once we got it dialed in, lock that saw, watch your hands, and cut away. Looks like we weren't quite flat. Let's make an adjustment to the stand. Raise that up. Very important for that to be nice and tight and flat, or else that would be an incorrect angle. This is where we're going to get a little bit tricky because I can't make that cut with the angles of my chop saw. It's more than 60 degrees. So if you have a block on one side and the board is tight on the other, you can create your own angle. So I'm just lining the blade up with my pencil line. And there you go. Nice long angle. Here I am dry fitting it. I'm trying to drop it in, but I realize it's just a little too tight. That angle down there is really good though. I don't want to have to change it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to nip this corner off right here, and I'll be able to get it to drop in. And there it is, nice and tight. Sanding is every woodworker's least favorite part of the job, so I'll spare you that. Now this is where the mistake was made. Right about now, I realize I actually put this on backwards. Son of a... Now I could still flip this thing around either way, but the problem is the pocket hole screws I was trying to hide. The fence boards were going to hide them, so now they're going to be exposed, but this cross brace is already glued, screwed, sanded. We're not backtracking. On to the fence hardware. We're going to get some screws, we're going to pre-drill, and we are going to get this gate mounted. All right, let's speed this section up. As you can see, I'm working by myself, so I got a block in the bottom right corner with some shims, and that's helping me hold it while I get the screw in to this hinge. I'm now going to check all the corners and make sure I'm got the perfect gaps all the way around. Make sure this gate's nice and centered. Let's finish screwing that off, making some adjustments out along the way. And then we are going to get that last screw in. All right, works good. Let's put some fence boards up. Well, that was easy. Let's add some screws. Off camera, I already marked out where I wanted my screws to go. I want to get a nice straight line. I want them to grab the front board and the back board at the same time, so they're off towards the edges. As you can see, I even grab the cross brace, and I eventually do some up and down the side 2x4 as well. Let's try it out. Working really, really smooth. Don't worry about that bottom gap. We're going to take care of that later. I really like that latch. You could put a lock on it. Hinges look great. They're nice and big. You see that cross brace, how it's going down to the bottom hinge? That's important. That's where all the weight is, and it'll keep that thing from sagging. Really wish I wouldn't have screwed that up. I'm going to put a handle right there, and now I got those pocket holes exposed, but that's okay. Sometimes you make mistakes at your own house, but never on a client's. If it was a client's house, I definitely would have switched that around. Really, really working smooth. I'm going to put another handle right there. And then as you can see the bottom, I'm going to add a piece on the backside hanging down. Once I do my landscaping, you can see the ground is really low over there. I'm going to backfill this. And once I get that dialed in, I'll be able to put the exact spot where I want it. Here's how it looked before. Pretty crappy. It was rotting, falling over. We pulled it forward to cover those two windows, and it never had a gate before, so we added that gate in. I think it turned out really good. We're going to get some sealer on that, maybe a little stain. I might put some color on that, but I'm really happy how this turned out. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. Hit that subscribe button. This channel's just getting started. And if you could, go over to Instagram, follow my page over there. That's where the majority of my content is. And remember, make it a good day.